Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Ready to Love, Episode 9, Season 11, Detroit Getaway Part 1. Listen, if you enjoy the video, please don't hesitate to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. Let me know you stopped by. And if you're able to, please hype the video. It's a free way to help push the video out into the algorithm and it keeps me making content. And it's definitely appreciated. So let's get into it. Because, last week we left off with a to be continued, and I'm so sick and tired of these cliffhangers every week. It's getting ridiculous now. Okay, producers. But anyway, the ladies meet with Tommy to deliberate. They said they aren't feeling Cardi and Devon. And Tommy informs them that once they get done with that, they can go ahead on and start packing for the getaway. Okay. Now, Ashley is meeting with Cardi. He accidentally spills a drink on her when he was trying to reach for a hug, does not offer to get her a napkin or to help clean it up or anything. She had to ask for her own napkin. And I saw Cardi put his hand on the side of Ashley's tatas. Keep that in mind because it seemed like Cardi get a little handsy. I'm just saying. But Ashley said that everything she and Cardi discussed is surface level, which she said before. And Cardi said that he doesn't mind getting deep, but it has to be reciprocated. And that's true. It does have to be reciprocated. It can't be one-sided, but Cardi also has to be initiated. I think that the ladies would like you to initiate these conversations so that they can reciprocate, not call once or twice, once in the blue. Now, Shannon, she calls Devon out for saying that she's his number one in private, but not saying it in public. And Devon said, well, sometimes she is his number one. And then other times it's Dominique. And Ashante is creeping up on his list. And I said, now how Ashante get in this? I'm so tired of these mystery connections. We ain't never seen these two have a conversation ever. When did they even cross paths? How is she moving up on the list? And sir, let's be for real. Dominique was never a possible connection. She was not into you. You knew it. She knew it. We know it. Everybody know it. Okay? She had to solidify her spot. Now that she's cool, you can go. Bounce. Okay? It's not going to work. He should have been focusing his energy on Shannon. And probably Nicole, but definitely Shannon. Now he done messed that up. So the lady sent Devon home with all those connections he got. I'm not mad at it. But Cardi is definitely going home next. Okay, he's definitely on the chopping block next time around. But I low-key think he want to go home. It seemed like he's trying to self-sabotage a little bit, if you ask me. Now, it's time for the getaway, and they're back to doing that carpooling thing again. I like what they did in Philly last season where everybody got on the Sprinter. I know they may have been trying to incorporate Cisco because he was homeless and jobless, allegedly, and carless. No, he had a job. He was just child. Anyway, he ain't had no transportation. And even though somebody could have gave him a ride, they just went and got a Sprinter. They should have did that this time. But the cabin this time looked way better than what they were saying that last season. So I guess, you take the good with the bad, child. But as for me, I would be driving myself, by myself. So when I'm ready to go, it's time to go. I can just go. And I don't even like to drive. But Shannon rode with Bello and Dominique. And this is kind of awkward because they was all cuddled up and holding hands, and she was just in the back seat. Like, girl, who are you connecting with? Why are you couldn't ride with them? Steven, Lauren, Ashante, and Cardi ride together. No. I couldn't do it. But everybody gets to the house, and it's time to pick the bedrooms. And I know they have to. We got to see what connections, which there really aren't any, but whatever. Who's sleeping with who and all that. But the fighting over the bedrooms is so tired and through. However, there wouldn't have been any fighting over the bedrooms if Dominique didn't pull this little stunt. So Shannon picked her room, left her bag on top of the bed. Even though my mama told me don't put no personal bed, but that's neither here nor there. But Dominique deboed her way into the bedroom, laid across the bed with her outside clothes on, and said, I'm taking this room. And Shannon was like, well, where am I supposed to sleep now? Come again? Excuse me? Say what now? Now I feel like Shannon, why you let her bully you like that? Like, Shannon's so sweet, her and her pearls. I hope that she didn't get bullied when she was younger. Okay? I know she's in a sorority and everything now. I hope she wasn't just going around at a young age letting people just do whatever, treat her any kind of way, because what was this? It's like she just turned into a little girl. Where am I going to sleep now? I got to find another room. I'm not sharing a room with y'all. You should be saying, this is my bed. I already claimed it. You got to sleep somewhere else. Now, Shannon, you might be sleeping on the couch and leave it up to Ready to Love. Have you sleeping in a bunk bed? Like, no, sister. Stand up for yourself. You claimed the bed. It's yours. But okay. But you know what? I can't be more mad about it than Shannon is, child. Okay. So Tommy arrives and he tells the cast that the lady will be eliminated tomorrow. They only got one night to get it right. Okay. Now, Shannon is chatting with Darius. She's concerned that he claims to have been with someone 11 years and never married, allegedly. Because you know the streets out of this. I don't even know how this connection came about. Like, how? This don't even make sense. Now, Darius said that his common law relationship, as Shannon likes to call it, was off and on for 11 years. And when he marries, he wants to do it once with the right person. It took you 11 years to know that she wasn't the right person. I mean, over a decade is just don't make no sense. But apparently, his ex was an exotic dancer. I'm so shocked, said no one, ever. Now, Darius feels like Shannon is judging him because he said adult entertainer. She's like, what do you mean? And it's like, girl, stop acting naive. You ain't that naive now. Stop it. You know what he meant. But she is judging, and she's not hiding it either. So Donna and Steven are chatting. I just hate that little blind little piece he got on the edge, on her edges. Anyway, Steven said he likes her boots, and he asked how much they cost. And she said 12. And I'm assuming 1,200. I hope not 12,000, because girl, where do you work? But why are you asking her that? Okay, that ain't none of your business. Are you about to buy a pair? Why are you worrying about how much she's spending on her boots? That don't concern you. I guess he wanted to segue into his next question, which is, how do you handle finances? Which is a good question to ask. I don't know if this setting was the appropriate place to have the conversation in front of all these other people. Maybe when y'all were talking one-on-one, that might have been a little better. Because then she about to answer, and here comes Shannon bogarting her way into the conversation, making it all awkward. Now this turns into an uncomfortable three-way convo. And Steven did not do a good job of shutting this down, okay? He should have told Shannon when she walked up and just inserted herself, like, look, I would like to finish this conversation with Donna. Can I, circle back and come find you afterwards, or anything? He could have tried to get her up off of him. Instead, they all awkwardly sit on this love seat, elbow to elbow, and they trying to find something to talk about. When Vince just comes up to save the day, and Steve looked 48 hot. But listen, you didn't shut it down, so this is what happens. Now you got to talk to Shannon. So Donna asked Vince how he'd adapt to starting over with a new baby since he has 2 teenagers already. He said he'd be excited. His oldest daughter would be ecstatic. And his son, probably not so much, because he's accustomed to being the baby. I feel like men start over often. Like, that's not a new thing. They don't mind. Some of them having a midlife crisis. Sometimes not. They don't mind starting over and having a whole new family. So I think he'll adapt fine. Now, Donna shares that she came from a blended family. And, she has experience with this because her dad remarried when she was 16. And her baby sister are close. Yeah, that's great. But he said that his son would be the one who would struggle with it, not his daughter, who's oldest, like you and your brother. But, that was a good conversation to have. I don't know. They might be one of the only ones, one of the only few who make it to the bridge. Will they last after that? Probably not, but they can make it to the bridge. Now, Lauren chats with Bello. I just hate how forgettable Lauren is this season. Like, I don't know. She's been really forgettable in this process. And she another one, kind of like Cardi, who I think is trying to self-sabotage so she can get eliminated. Are they not letting people self-eliminate anymore? But she knows she's not a top connection for Bello, and she wants to see where he stands. She said she wants to give Bello an opportunity to, show what he wants to do. Like, what you gonna do? I'm here, Dominique here. She saw them rooming together. Bello tells Lauren not to play it safe or she may not get noticed. Lord, Bello never forgot she was there too, child. Ugh. So Cardi gets Ashley on a hoverboard. Are you trying to have a romantic connection or not? What is this? But anyway, she's leaning forward and backwards. Lean back. Lean back, okay? He pretending to help her by gripping her booty with both hands. He got his hands gripping both cheeks and then he lifted her up like that. I don't like that because y'all are not an established connection. What are you doing? Don't do it. First it was the hand on the tata and now this. Like, you little handsy, keep your hands to yourself. Couldn't be me. You wouldn't be doing it off camera and definitely not on camera. Absolutely not. But this little activity, definitely homie vibes, definitely friendship. She wasn't on a date with the ex. Because I'm like, she would have walked in probably saying, that's my dog, too, right behind Ashanti. So Bello and Dominique are drinking by the fire pit. Dominique said she's intentionally dating and claims she doesn't have to get married, but she wants to get married. Hold on. Whew. And now we back. These children just loud as I don't know what. It's like when you on the phone and they know you on the phone, they want to just start cutting up in the back. But anyway, this ain't about me, okay? So, like I was saying, Dominique was saying, look, I want to get married, but I don't have to get married. And I just feel like, sister, just say I want to get married. What do you mean? Oh, well, I don't have to get married, but I want to, what do you want to do? No, just say what it really is. You want to get remarried, and that's okay. But does Dominique want to be a stepmom to a 1-year-old? Anyway, Bello said that he needs at least 2 years to get married. And that at least was loud because that's at a minimum, which means it can be much longer than 2 years. And she's like, oh, that sounds good. Okay, that gives you 2 years. She ain't hit at least. Sister, look, I just feel like I don't think you should rush. But at this age, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, I feel like it's 1 to 2 years max. The 2 years is the max, not at least, but the maximum. Because anything after that point, if you both want to get married, some people don't want to get married, and that's fine. But if you both want to get married and you going on longer than that, at that point, y'all just wasting time. But that's just my opinion. So it's dinner time for the group. Darius asks, what's something new you learned about yourself in this process? Lauren says she prejudges people. Ashanti said that she's moving too slow. Everybody else moving fast. What everybody else doing, girl? It seems like there's always something going on off camera. We need to see that action on camera because this season a little boring. Cardi said he started talking to Riddle's child. Everyone all confused. Like, can you please answer the question though? And he was like, I did answer the question. That's my answer. It seems like he was trying to say he learned that not everyone will understand him. It's just a way that he went about saying it. It just confused the people. Now, Cardi said that he's not understood for how deep he is when a ninja can swim. Okay, I might have to borrow that. Okay. So they said, please stop talking in metaphors. And the ladies feel like he's shallow. And Vince chimed in and she told him, listen, you don't want to get defensive with the ladies. Like, these are the women you're trying to connect with. These are the people who are going to keep you in the process. Unless you don't want to be in the process. Now, is this possibly given a case of a right message, wrong messenger? Because Vince has gotten defensive a time or two himself. But he is right. So Ashanti and Bello chat about Bello's childhood and how his mom shut down his dreams of drawing and being an artist. I understand, especially in his culture, that she had, good intentions. And it just shows that parents are imperfect people. They are learning as well and doing what they think is best. But the things you say and do to your children can have an effect on them for a lifetime. So we definitely have to be mindful of that, myself included. Now, Ashante is concerned about the different religious beliefs, and I believe her friend, who is also Muslim as well, wholeheartedly. I don't think that he's not going to want her to convert. That just don't make no sense. Because Bello said that he doesn't expect her to convert, but he wants his kids raised in the same religion as him. Is that including the child you already have? The one you don't see like that? I'm just saying. But I don't believe him. It's not making sense. So everybody in the house, the kids, you, everybody gonna be Muslim. Y'all gonna be going to the mosque. Except for your wife? Okay. But Larshante was like, we get along with everything aside the religious. Religion is a deal breaker. It didn't work for Ed. He said it's a deal breaker for him. Like, I think it can work, but it's a small possibility, and you probably should be with somebody who has the same religious beliefs as you. So Lauren pulled into her chat. 6'2" Gate comes up, which is it's kind of wild because they were standing up with socks on, and he was taller than her, so maybe he is 6'2". But anyway, she doesn't understand, what the issue was. Like, she didn't feel like it was that deep for him to get all defensive like that. And Vince doesn't understand why her friends didn't let it go. Like, he had answered the question, like, why was it going on so long? And she was like, well, you didn't make a good first impression, and, I was embarrassed. But I thought out of her connections, the friends picked Vince as their number one. So did he make a good first impression or not? Or did you just not want them to make a good first impression? Like, you didn't want them to connect? Because it seemed like the friends didn't mind 6'2" Gate. But he was like, do you think that your friend should have dropped it? And she said, not if they don't want to. And he feels like that's unfair, that she doesn't hold her friends accountable. And unfortunately, I have to agree. I mean, honestly, I didn't think the height conversation was that deep initially either. I'm a tall woman myself, so height definitely comes up when I dated. So it's definitely been a conversation, but this isn't like you're talking to somebody in the DM or online or wherever. Like, y'all have Lauren's seen the man many a time. The friend's seen him in person, so you can see how tall he is at this point. So why was this dragging on so long? Like, obviously, he just wasn't comfortable with it. They could have let it go and didn't have to go on as long. Like, I don't mind them mentioning it, and I didn't think it was that serious. And I feel like he could have handled it a little better, but it also went on too long. Like, they should have stopped. And then it was just like, okay, are you trying to get to know more about Lauren? Are friends? Are y'all trying to get to know more about him to see if he's a good fit? Or are we just going to spend all the time talking about this? Whew. But she said that her, I wrote that she should have held her friends accountable. And he answered the question. And that's the thing. His answer was not going to change. So at that point, he said, okay, I'm still 6'2". What else? Like, what else are we talking about? Let's move on. But the real matter at hand should have been him calling her the B word. I know him and Lauren had the conversation, but the friends they didn't want clarity about that. Or, I don't know, like I said earlier, is Lauren doing this on purpose because she's ready to go home and they won't let herself eliminate? I don't know. So it's breakfast time, and for some reason, I see a plate full of unseasoned crab legs on the table. And I'm like, what? Is it brunch time? Or what's going on here? So they're trying to figure out where everybody slept last night, who slept with whom. People should have discussed this with their connections the night before, but nobody want to say where they slept. So they move on. A small group of people go with Steve to do an activity. They're painting flower pots for their connections. And while they're doing that, Tommy arrives and says that a lady has to go home. And then we get hit with yet another to be continued. Who's behind this? Carlos King? So these to be continues on. But anyway, who I think it will come down to as far as eliminations, definitely Lauren and Shannon. I can see either one going home. Maybe since it's so predictable, that's why they're giving us this unnecessary cliffhanger. But I mean, I don't think any of us see any long-lasting connections, child. It's almost done. Season almost over, and I still can't barely remember nobody. But as far as who may walk the bridge for what I see right now, definitely Dom and Bello and Donna and Vince. Y'all let me know who y'all got down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.